The future of Israel lies in the hands of its people. The two organizations you're about to meet, each with unique perspectives, are dedicated to helping individuals take the bold step of building their lives in this country and thriving here. This candle, symbolizing the light of community, represents growth, unity, and the collective journey toward a brighter future. Joining me today is Shmulik Moskowitz, board member and co-founder of Nechama and Hatzalah, an organization dedicated to bringing hope and vital support to Israel's soldiers and security forces. Nechama and Hatzalah works to create a meaningful impact, strengthening both the individuals who protect our nation and the community as a whole. In addition, we have Elon Gilad, CEO of Belong, a private Zionist impact company that is helping new Olim find purpose and opportunity in Israel. The Belong team believes that Aliyah is vital to securing Israel's future and is a part of the new Zionism. Thank you both for joining me. Elon, let's start with you. Belong is focusing on supporting Olim. What do you think are the main challenges that Olim face?
Making Aliyah or immigration is a major change, and it comes with its own challenges. Belong's position is to try to remove as much obstacles as possible from the new Olim that comes to Israel, and making sure that the community here embraces them and they are feeling embraced. They feel belong from the first second they set step in Israel, as the challenges are mainly after they are making the move, making the Aliyah. So we're here to support them with any aspect of their life, whether it's housing, employment, or learning Hebrew.
And how does Belong address the specific challenges that new immigrants face, the ones you just mentioned, such as housing, employment, and learning Hebrew?
So Belong sees the Olim or the Ole journey as a whole. It starts by seeing that their culture is different. So they're here to see a new culture. And we need to make sure that we bridge the gap between the culture that they come from to the Israeli culture. We need to see their journey as a whole with all the challenges that they're facing. So whether we're talking about finding a new house, we need to match them with a real estate agent that understands their challenges, that understands what they're expecting to get, that speaks their language and knows where people like them have already settled. If we're talking about finding a job, it's also bridging the gap between the different cultures when you want to find a job. What do you want to present? How do you emphasize your strength as an Ole versus others who come from here? Preparing them to a job interview and making sure that the companies that wants to take them see the benefits of employing a new Ole versus someone who's already in Israel. If you're talking about learning Hebrew, it means that we need to match them with an ulpan or a private organization that gives them the course in the pace that they expect, that fits the step in the journey that they're in, with people like them to help them talk, to help them face the challenges that they need now. Maybe they don't need to learn how to write now, but they need how to manage the day-to-day activities. So it's really finding the right way, which is personalized to each Ole individually.
So important. As someone who immigrated to Israel myself, I can recognize how important your work is. Thank you. And Shmulik, Nechama and Hatzalah focuses on supporting soldiers and security forces. Can you share specific examples of how your organization's programs or donations have made a tangible impact on the lives of those they serve?
Thank you. First of all, I'm second hand of Olim, my mother, that our organization is in her memory. She came to Israel in the age of 18 from New York, and decided to stay in Israel and bring us and make a family. So we are second generation to Olim, and I understand how it's important from first hand. And for our organization, Nechama and Hatzalah, first of all, a lot of bulletproof vests saved life for soldiers, for units that are in active service, reserves unit that in the front line work and didn't work, fight, and one, for my opinion, with our special gear that we provide them from and bought from donation from around the world, from actually around the world, from Brazil to Switzerland, from New York to England to UK. So the first thing that we did in the 7th of October is we bought as much as we can a bulletproof vest and tactical helmet and provide them to the combat units that went to the field in the north or in the field of Gaza. And by the way, my brother is currently in service in Gaza, and Hanukkah is coming and actually is going to light the candles inside Gaza. And we provide some Hanukkah as well to other units that can light the candles inside Gaza and wherever they have. So we support them from the basic needs of protective gear and helmets to the also spiritual and moral things that we sure that are also important to understand why we fight for. And our nation and Hanukkah, one of the symbols and tradition, is one of the things that we're fighting for.
What are the key challenges Israeli soldiers and security forces face today, and how can organizations like yours facilitate and address them?
So our goal is continued support. I have to say, sadly, that some people in Israel got used to war and sometimes don't think all the time about our soldier in the front line. And we, first of all, make them everything think about it and support them. And a lot of people in Israel do want to support, and a lot of things that the army is, I would say, it fell between the chairs or something that the army can't support them because he's focused on other things. And we know we have like 7 other enemies around us that's fighting us. So that's what our main thing. We support them with gear. We support them in 2025. Our main plan is to support our reserves troops. I'm also in reserves. I'm a lieutenant colonel in the army. And my brother is also in reserves. And we understand that we need to support them. We need to support their families because the challenge of the reserves units will be almost the same in 2025 in terms of how long they need to serve. Some of them already got called for 60 or 90 days next year. So we want to support them, and a lot of programs that we have is to support our reserves teams. This is one project. We also support food, warm meals from home. We're also planning to start to focusing on the PTSD syndrome. We know that a lot of our brothers that fought take the war with them home, and we understand that, and it's going to be one of the focus coming 2025.
Yes, very crucial, absolutely crucial. Thank you. Elon, how was the rise in global anti-Semitism and the events of October 7th? How has that influenced Belong's operations and sense of urgency?
So Belong was founded well before October 7th. However, the events of October 7th and the rise of anti-Semitism did give us a boost and recognition for how important it is to we as Israelis, to gear up for the wave of Aliyah that we're expecting to get here in Israel. We saw how Jews around the world that thought that they're not connected to Israel, that Israel has no impact on their life, now understand that they need Israel no less than we need them. So we are here really to make sure that the Israeli society and the private sector, which gives the services to those Olim, is geared up to accept the waves of immigration that we expect to get next year. As the war, hopefully, is coming to an end and we see the light and we hope for the return of our hostages back home, we feel that next year there will be a wave of immigration to Israel that we all need to prepare for.
Thank you. Now, community plays a vital role in building resilience. Shmulik, if I can ask you, how does Nechama and Hatzalah engage with local and global communities to foster a sense of unity and support for Israel's soldiers?
We're doing a lot of actions. In the beginning, we had several communities that came to Israel, and we give them like a tour and to get them in first hand to understand what happened in the 7th of October. We did it for several groups. Actually, we did it also for explanation. Not communities, but actually a delegation from Brazil also came, and we also saw them firsthand to the effect on the world to understand what happened in the 7th of October. And the community that came, that want to help in any way, even if it's going one day to the field to walk to the farms, or sometimes they want to one day spend with the families that got evicted and not evicted, but need to go away from home and still hadn't returned home yet, and hopefully they're going to return home quick. So our connection with the communities around the world, and actually we have family also in a few places in the world, allows us to tell the story. And I think it's really important us to tell the story of what's happening here in Israel and to help them to understand it. And in the end, it's a small world after all. And what happened in Israel, it's like the butterfly effect. It's going to affect everything in the world. Everybody understands that. And our connection, and we give them a lot of information and tell the story what happened in Israel, that is never forgotten. And they will tell the story in the next generation. And that's one of the things that we think is very important to all of us.
Thank you, Shmulik. And Eilon, last I'm going to ask you, what initiatives is Belong developing to help the diaspora Jews connect with Israel beyond Aliyah? You mentioned they need us just as much as we need them. What can be done?
We're not just promoting Aliyah. We're also helping connecting any Jew around the world, any Jew that wants to better connect, invest, study, or even just travel in Israel, to open them more opportunities and connections here in Israel, to feel that they're embraced by our society, and they are. We just need to make sure that everybody is geared up to this task, and everybody knows that this is one of the missions, one of the new missions of the new Zionism, is to accept those Olim. We've already developed a comprehensive website, Belong, COIL, which gathers information of any aspect of life of the Ole, or even someone who just comes to a visit. It's already there. We're now developing a tool that will be a kind of a project plan or a project aid to the project of Aliyah or coming to Israel. So you can plan your Aliyah journey with it, and it will help you overcome many of the bureaucratic challenges that any move such as Aliyah is facing.
Eilon Gilad and Shmulik Moskowitz, thank you both for joining me today.